All right. If you guys remember last week, you had taken leave on a new ship with a new captain, headed for a new destination. Who would like to quickly recap what you remember and I'll fill in anything you guys miss?
We definitely split the party as well as we could. So we ended up trying to go follow Mr. New Captain to his ship while we all had current unfinished business, like crap on our ships, didn't say goodbye to the captain. Ryu was still in the middle of working his day job. And what did you do, Kleok?
I got mine. Well, I almost said a bad word, bad naughty word. I got scared by a squid head.
That is certainly one way of putting it.
I had a much more.
You had a close encounter.
I had a stronger term in mind for that, but I want to keep this.
I appreciate that. You did, however, shrug it off.
Yeah. Kleok went to try and figure out what's going on, kind of, or at least stay aware of the situation between the squid head and the new captain. Got a closer encounter with the squid head than he would have liked, and decided that boarding this new ship was a bad idea.
And proceeded to board it and find out you're underway.
Yes. I don't know if you were listening, but I said that I would not have boarded the ship unless I heavily suspected my companions were on it and was hoping they would come out on deck.
Ryu was with you when you saw her board. And Cookie was downstairs, but I don't know if Yonovan had headed down yet or not. You probably saw like Yonovan's back going down the stairs with all his luggage.
Either way, I asked if, my companions were on board and did not get a straight answer. So I asked aboard the ship to look for.
So when you're on the ship, you'll see Donovan. I mean, you look down the stairs, you see Cookie right down there in the galley with the captain. You did see Donovan trucking down the stairs with his pack. And then, of course, you boarded with Ryu. I'm not sure what stance Ryu took.
So we met the little halfling.
Yes.
Who liked to take all our stuff and such.
There's the elf that Ryu was a little enamored by the fact that he was just chilling out on the back of the ship, just kicked back. And there's the human individual who's also on board.
It was the elf that said my name, right?
It was.
Okay. We even have a name for him in chat.
Indeed, I did. I was hoping to put him there. I was trying to scroll back and look. Yes. There. So, what all would you want to do? Did you want to introduce yourself to the guy who called you out, Cleoc, and find out what he knows and what's going on? Or you trying to get a hold of...
Well, I think he mentioned that you said last week he mentioned that he keeps his eye out on everyone,
He did.
and that he also knew that the Illithid tried to read my mind.
He did.
Yup.
Oh, I approach him and say, you certainly have very good observations.
Indeed. Often when you call me Aglos the Mini Eyes, but I really only have two. I just know how to use other special abilities.
Just like everyone else on this ship.
Well, we each have our specialties. Our trip over there is an interesting individual. Let him fill you in on himself. But Ethras, seen as she may not, she involves
Sticky fingers.
persuasive and things that aren't there being there, things that are there not being there, sort of things. And tricking your mind with things, as it were.
That's fair.
I just prefer the knowing, the seeing, the understanding.
Well, there was an old saying that knowing is half the battle.
That I'll enjoy like having half the battle done before it gets started. His eyes just kind of fluctuate, and you see they come back to a more human-looking shade and not so white.
Still, I'm not gonna lie, that's a little creepy.
Ah, it's a side effect. Don't worry about it.
That-
You see his eyes are like a silver color now that they've kind of come back to the normal.
And then I mutter under my breath, it's like, well, ever since I've been here, normalcy has just gone out the window.
Yeah, but he actually has pupils and, such.
Yeah.
He actually looks like he has eyes instead of just solid white.
I just sigh at this point, say, well, it looks like I'm on here whether I want to or not, so I might as well make myself comfortable.
Yeah, well, if you decide you need to depart or something, I'm sure you could talk to a number of the crew members who could assist you in that. Captain being one of them.
I'll be alright for now.
Alright. Well, take care. I'm gonna go get a bite to eat and rest a little. Ugh. And you see he heads downstairs. Yonavan, Ryu, Cookie, what are you all doing during this time?
Okay. So Cookie's gonna talk with the captain because he's right there.
Yep, he is. So you see he bows to you, and you see he has a circlet on underneath his hat. Because he does the whole little, polite thing, surprising you.
How small was he?
He was of basically like halfling size. Like he looked like a young adult. So he may have been like barely medium, if medium.
I bow to him and I appear as a dwarf. This is an interesting trick. You seem to have some of the abilities I do.
Doesn't seem to faze him. He's like, oh, I don't have that ability. You just thought you were seeing something. I
Oh,
have a lovely assistant who helps me with that. Ethras is particularly skilled in that sort of thing.
Ethras. The halfling?
Yes.
Neat.
She enjoys toying with people's minds and changing their minds by what they see. Or think they see.
Yes. I pop back to normal. I guess I'm probably in the middle of cooking something, too.
Yeah, you're getting started on that. He's like, however, she's always frustrated because I see through him. Which is part of why she works for me and not the way they're around.
Huh. Yeah. You understand magic, Been studying this strange magic for a while now. I don't half understand it, but it's kind of like other magic, and kind of not. It comes in the books.
A lot of magic comes in books. Others come from deals struck, and yet others from the blood.
Ah. So, I take it, can I feel the ship go underway?
Kind of. You kind of look out through the windows and you can see it's underway more than feel it. It's very smooth.
Let's see. This thought probably would have occurred a bit more urgently. Are my friends on board? We seem to be leaving.
Well, we wouldn't have left unless I was told they were on board.
Ah,
Our trip told me that they were all on board, so we underwent departure.
great. Let's go see them.
Looks like Yonavan's here behind you, and I believe
Oh,
Cleoc
hey.
and Ryu are on top.
Hey, Cleoc. Ryu?
Cleoc and Ryu, you hear Cookie's voice calling up to you from down below. As you finish your conversation with Aglos, Cleoc, you hear Cookie's voice, and Aglos is headed that direction.
I'll turn my head and then just kind of sigh.
It's like, yeah, you're in a mood, huh? What
You probably
happened
wouldn't have
this
heard him
time?
sigh because he was up on top and he's coming down.
I'm pretty sure his body language is like over exaggerated.
Is that how it is? Cleoc, I could see that.
I probably look a little moody.
You're known for moody. I've been around you for a while.
You probably do recognize he's a little bit of a mood for you, brooding.
Hey, Cleoc, what happened? You don't seem so happy to be here.
Well, I'm not going to lie. Given the events of the past 24 hours, I was wondering if this was really the right decision. But it's a little late now.
That squid face was rather scary looking. I didn't really look back, but you took a while to get here.
Well, things did not go as... I don't know how to describe it. I guess I stuck around too long.
The captain turns and looks at you. He tried to read your mind and see if it was up for dinner.
Whoa. Okay.
So to be fair, nothing personal, Captain. I was wondering if this was something we should even be involved in. Any more than we had.
Disrupting the flesh dealers? I would always say being involved in disrupting flesh dealers. They're a terrible lot.
So I've heard.
My former first mate had his brain sucked out by them. Right after his sister got captured by the Yogi. So, I may have vengeance upon a few species in the galaxy.
That would explain why they were after you. Or asking about you.
Oh, they were more than just asking about me. They were seeking to be a little bit violent than that. And of course, he mind controls his two mind destroyed slaves, as you saw at the brute muscle.
By the way, who are you? I'm assuming he's still a halfling. And not
no.
one.
He's back to his normal self.
Oh, okay.
Ethras dropped the illusion as soon as you guys left.
Ah.
Well,
But I suppose it would be, I suppose it
food
would
cheer
be.
you up. Cookie mutters to himself and turns back to the kitchen to cook something tasty, hoping that'll cheer him up.
Of course, to be fair, indirectly, us four all have reasons to not like the flesh dealers. Although it does explain why we're up here now.
You have a brain. They good enough reason. You're still alive. That's a good enough reason to fear them. Oh, if you hear any noises from the room down the hall, don't worry about that. That's just our trip's little servant.
I'll keep that in mind.
So, any other questions I can answer for you?
Well, what's our destination? It doesn't seem that we'll be going back there anytime soon.
Sure we will. I'm just gonna let things blow over for a month. Pretty much just doing one mission. They can't really do a whole lot. The problem is they were ahead of the law who was tracking them, so I had to get out of there.
Right.
The authorities in that place aren't always very quick. That's why I rely on Aglos here. Cookie, you see Aglos is patiently sitting at the table waiting for the meal. You can tell that's what he's doing.
It did seem rather. It did seem rather odd that that they were able to cause as much of a ruckus they did without repercussion.
That's because they don't think they should follow the rules. Most flesh dealers only follow the rules as much as they have to.
I see.
So what kind of magics do you have in your group? I know some of it, but I'd like to hear from you.
Well, me specifically, I'm more of the martial artist type. I don't have all the magic. I don't have the magical aptitude of my other.
Okay.
What's Ryu's current form? She look like an elf. The elf, I believe, would be considered.
Yes.
So we know a little bit about her, but she doesn't seem to know much about herself.
Well, if you can see through the guise, you can see she's a faceless one, but it's hard to do so.
But anyway, she is I'm trying to decide whether Cleoc would know the term warlock or not.
You could say pact magic, because he did mention that some made pacts with beings.
Ah. She's described herself as having pact magic. I've seen various magical abilities. The dwarf
I see.
is more of a tinker and craftsman, but I have seen some minor healing abilities. I guess I could be calling my companions by name. Yanovan is more of a craftsman,
But I use magic too.
but does have at least a little bit of magical ability in healing wounds.
Excellent.
And Cookie has a... Now, I'm not an expert in magics or the types of spellcasters, but his magical abilities I've never seen anyone else use but him. It seems like it's great. Needless to say, if there's
He's special.
it's needless to say if there's any if he's casting a spell, it's powerful, but there may be some unintended side effects too, unintended consequences.
That is interesting. I've only usually seen that with sorcerers.
Guess it could be one of those.
Not if he uses a book.
Hmm.
They tend to not use books.
He used to be more musically inclined, but then something changed about 6 months to a year ago. I don't know if you're still proficient in musical instrument or not, but
You've seen me play strum a little bit,
but
not
anyway,
really use it.
it used to be that his magic, I saw him focus it through his instrument. That hasn't been the case for a long time.
Yeah, you've been a little offbeat lately.
Bum bum ching.
Alright, well, what of the crew would you like to know about? As you saw, I have 3 crew with me. What would you like to know about us?
The thief. That girl.
You know, she's proficient in illusion and enchantments. Like I said, she enjoys taking care of people's minds.
But how did she so deftly get things out of my bag of holding?
With her special abilities to just have very lucky everything.
I've already been acquainted with a little bit with Arglos.
Aglos here? Yeah,
Aglos.
Aglos is our diviner. He also can do some other abilities, but he predominantly focuses on his sight, divining things. He's also quite proficient in, let's see, what school was it, Aglos? Aglos is looking at him. Abjuration. That doesn't even budge or do a whole lot of reflection. It's like, ah, yes.
What are you good at, Captain?
I tend to do, burn things, conjure things. Yeah, it's fun.
Well, if you like burning things, I hear the phlogiston's quite the place to do it.
Oh, yes, very much so. You just gotta be very careful with it. It can be quite intriguing, invigorating to see an enemy ship have some fire emerge on it, and just watch all their reactions as their whole ship gets burnt to nothing. And the flesh dealers are still mad about that one. Oh, that now Yogi fleet. Also, you guys remember that one? Yeah. Aglos is like, yes, we remember.
So beyond that, the only one I guess we have left is you, the human.
Ah, yes, he's very good at creating things with magic.
Creating.
If he seems like he doesn't have a whole lot of motion, it tends to go with one of the schools of magic he practices as well.
So is this creation just create things out of thin air, or is it like
No.
transformation?
Yes, transformation. Switching things forms, changing their shapes.
I see.
Making things dead or not dead, you know.
Making things not dead, huh?
That was a bit more naughty.
You know, where he came from, it was the norm. It's why he's kind of focused on the other aspects. As part of why he took it up so much. So yeah, he does a lot of transmutation stuff because he likes trying to avoid the necromancy was the thing he started with.
I see.
But you know, everyone has to start within life starts it.
That means that everyone on the ship but Cleoc is a magician?
Well, it depends on which definition of everyone is.
You did mention a something else in a room over there.
Yeah, he did. It's a reminder for him.
Do we want to know?
I would like to think that Cleoc is wise enough to realize what is by this.
And what does Cleoc realize it is?
What do I think it is? Well, the mention of reminder that he used to, or maybe still does, practice necromancy.
It's an undead monkey. I know it.
It's not, but that's okay. It's close. It's not an undead monkey.
Shame.
Full Metal Alchemist performed human transmutation.
Guess I could let you guys know it is. It's on his way leaving the planet, he had an encounter with some goblins, and that's where he lost the associate that was trying to leave with him, and so he kind of resurrected the shaman of the goblins after he killed them as punishment eternal for his murder of his friend. Yeah. Kind of dark. Sorry. I'd rather stay lighthearted, but you guys kept asking.
I can't say I'd like this, but it's probably better that you tell us rather than us finding out otherwise.
Well, you know, that's why I was telling you to avoid it, but None of us really like it, including him, but he also can't bring himself to get rid of it either because it's, you know, a reminder of his friend and trying to honor his friend's memory by ensuring he doesn't resort to the old way of things anymore. And so it's kind of a painful reminder to him. I mean, how many of you guys have something in your past you don't regret?
Yeah.
Out of character, I regret joining the ship.
You're too smart to speak that aloud.
That was more as a super out of character joke and not actually in character.
Mm-hmm.
In character, Kleok's not particularly happy, but he's going to try and make the best situation out of it. At least see what it's like.
All right. I think enough time has passed. The cookie has prepared a meal.
I forgot. We do have George. I tend to keep George in a cage. He's kind of violent. I kind of freed him, kind of enslaved him. Do you guys know much about Drow?
Only heard about them.
Nope.
Rest of you? Alright, well, they sometimes do some really disturbing, creepy rituals. Like, procreating with creatures from the lower planes. As supposedly a great honor to their patron deity, Lolth. It's very disturbing. Well, out of these unions sometimes comes a nasty four-armed beast called a Quiglot. They're kind of sentient and nasty and evil and horrible. Yeah. Happened to find one unconscious after we finished cleaning their ship, and we were going to kill him. They started coming to and said he wanted to live. So I gave him a choice, and he chose to live, and now it's kind of subservient to us. So if our ship ever gets attacked, we tend to let him out and let him have some fun. But we usually try to keep him caged up, and he understands it's for his own protection, too.
Huh.
So basically, a half demon, half drow creature. It's on the ship.
Okay.
It's, yeah. I mean, he's obeyed. I didn't want to kill him when he was asking nicely not to. He wasn't lashing out at us. Told him if he ever does, we're going to kill him. So, you're all notified of that too. If he acts out aggressively at any of you, kill him. Cool?
Okay.
Excellent. Well,
Actually, Cookie is not very
Not
reticent
very okay
about
with
that.
it.
No. Well, Cookie, he's not super unokay with it. He is okay with the kill on insight order or the if he messes up kind of thing.
he's the only one who volunteers to get launched through space at an enemy ship so we can get closer to him. So that works.
You can launch him through space.
Yeah.
Or phlogiston.
Even we
With my
know that.
catapult.
Oh. Huh, that would be an unexpected armament.
Yeah.
Especially since, does he have fire?
No, he just has lots of flashy claws and big nasty teeth.
Oh, okay.
So if he's strong enough to actually board enemy ships like this and live, I'm really hoping he doesn't lash out. I'm not 100% sure we can kill him even if we wanted to. I say that I guess if he's caged up, he wouldn't be down to kill him.
We could probably take him out if we needed to, or just try to, avoid it, because he did ask nicely, and he hasn't really given us reason to.
And I'm sure that if he was plotting to kill you all in your sleep, that your diviner would have figured that out by now.
Well, he'd have to first figure out a way out of the cage.
Of course. That being said, does he know that we're part of the crew now, such that he won't attack us on sight trying to protect?
Yeah, he was told. It's just a matter of if he's, deciding he wants to die or not.
When the occasion comes up next, I would wonder, so who's flying the ship?
I am.
You are. Like, huh.
That's interesting, Captain, because we don't know too much about flying these ships yet, but what we do know...
Who's at the helm?
I am.
You don't look like you're sitting in a chair.
The Cleoxida circulet.
No. Only
Okay.
cookie.
Well, everything we've been told is that helms are always chairs that people sit in.
Mostly.
I take it yours isn't.
I suppose it shouldn't surprise me that, that there's always exceptions.
Well, people tend to have options. Just depends on how hard they look.
Of course. What'd you cook us for supper? Or lunch?
Well, potatoes. That's kind of a given. But they are sliced and fried. And it looks like he has some, I'm gonna guess lamb over here. That's been roasted nicely.
Lamb and potatoes.
It's very tasty.
What'd you roll on your cooking check?
Ah, sure.
Aglos is thrilled to take some from you. He's so enjoys it thoroughly.
I'm joking. I'm sure if this was like a banquet for the king, then it might matter, because you roll on that one, it's off with your head.
Huh.
There you go. Add the spell.
What is the base skill of a cook's utensil?
That's a good question, because they tend to not have any ability associated with tools, which is something that I've talked with you about.
Yeah.
Cooking, I would guess, would be intelligence.
I was actually going to say, how are you preparing the food? Which aspect of your body would you be using most? And that would be the thing to ask.
That makes
if you're
sense.
trying to do a whole lot of cooking really quickly, it could be Dex because you're trying to move around quickly and not mess up. It could be Con because you're taking a long time. It could be Int for your understanding of it. It could be Perception for, sensing the proper spices.
Not my best work by any means.
it could be charisma in the sense that he likes the animals that he butchers to like him before he kills them.
Wow.
Sorry.
Okay.
But yeah, I had the spelling off, so it took me a little bit to find the picture, but I just sent you the picture of the creature, George. As he's been lovingly named.
Yeah, that's let's say we don't want to meet him in a dark alley.
How tall is he?
Let me look. He's a size category larger than me, which means he would be like 7 foot. Let me see if they get further description. He's ogre sized.
Okay. That's fair.
Are you familiar with the Globrusi?
No.
It's a type of demon. So, off you guys go. So, anything else you guys want to do on your way to your destination?
Well, yes, I would be interested in learning how to pilot a ship and learning how to navigate a star chart. Those are both things I'd like to do when there's some time.
Rio is interested in the same.
So, just Ryu and Cookie want to investigate piloting the ship and navigating the stars.
Cleoc's most concerned at this point and probably trying to find in vain, some space that's not so cramped to, stretch out and exercise. Are these squares 5 foot by 5 foot squares?
Yes.
Good luck.
Right under tradesmen, it says 1 square is 5 feet.
Oh, there it is. The left-hand
For
corner.
perspective, on a ship of this type of scale, like most ships, they're more heavily loaded at the start of a journey, and you'll find space hard to find. Modern submarines, for instance, have cans everywhere when you first ship out. I don't know how similar it would be here, but you might find more space as time goes by.
Needless to say, Cleoc would be spending a lot of time up on deck.
Yeah, you could even fly off the ship if you want, or something. I don't know how relative velocity works in the phlogiston.
Yes.
I need you to roll a d20.
You need me to roll a d20. There's a d20 on the table. That's an 11.
By the way, Cleoc, we do have a skiff we picked up. It's down in the hold. It's basically just like a little couple-person cedar ship that seems to use a key helm. We could try to teach you how to use if you want to try it out. That's what we planned on teaching you guys how to fly on. It's these little dinghy ships. I have an arcane one down there too. That way you guys don't have to worry about you wrecking or destroying or scaring everyone on the main ship. You can, test out your skills on the little ship. And we'll take a pause when we're out and probably when we're taking a stop off, because it's I think it's 2 jumps to get where we're going, so we'll probably stop at the sphere in between. If I remember correctly, it's pretty much just an empty sphere. It used to have a plant and stuff there, but it kind of ended itself and got consumed, and now it's just empty. Unless you go to the center, and then you go into nothingness. But that's why we avoid it. There's
Oh
some
my gosh.
asteroids and stuff that are floating on the outskirts, so that's where you stay. And we can test out flying there, and then travel on.
Wow, that's cool.
Well, thank you, Captain. Although I must say I'm surprised that you would have a... maybe not surprised that you would have, for lack of a better term, lifeboats. But that one of them would be, I would guess, the less used key-based helms. I see.
So yeah, it's down there for you. It's ready to go. The ship is on its way. Feel free to make yourselves at home on the ship. We got some standard things, just maintenance, keep it going, help out where you can. And yeah, when we get to the stop off point, I'll let you guys know. We'll just take things out for a little bit. If you guys need anything else on your trip, let me know. You'll see that we switch off who's flying every so often, just so we can get a rest. That's part of why I like having these 3 with me. They're part of my crew who don't switch out, because we all fly the ship.
I see.
It gets really tiring otherwise. And none of us like, losing our minds or having a dead ship.
Kirky just, the thought occurs to him. So, like, an average day's work is how long you want to fly the ship?
Plus or minus. I mean, there's some things that can vary it, but you don't want to push yourself too long without rest, because it does tap your, arcane, or in Kwiat's case, his key ability. You got to refresh it, and if you just burn yourself constantly, well, then you're in trouble.
We never did meet anyone flying the previous ship we were on. And they never seemed to switch off.
Well, you're an Emrakul ship, right?
Yeah.
He is a few. It's part of the deal. Is the guy wants his privacy, so it's a deal that worked out in their interest.
Interesting that you know his name.
We've had a few run-ins. Stalking similar prey.
He did say that he didn't like the flesh dealers.
Ooh, it irked him when he got forced into a deal with them just to survive. Ooh, they gloated over him so bad. But I hear he got out of it somehow, which is really gonna make him upset. They'll probably start hunting him down.
We're quite aware.
We seem to have been part of that deal.
And that would be the we were part of the cargo.
Then I guess you're all very appreciative you still have your heads.
Appreciative is more theoretical.
Headed to leave,
I would
though.
have preferred to have never been abducted in the first place.
While being up here has been quite an experience.
Now, don't get me wrong. Actually, I don't want to go home, so I do actually like this. I just not really sure I enjoy the method of we got here.
Yeah, he wasn't too thrilled about it either from what I hear. Anything else for you gentlemen?
No, that's great.
Is there a spare space? I can start building out a workshop.
Not really, per se. You can make do either on top of the deck, or you can try to take over some of the space in one of the rooms.
Okay.
Hmm. Donovan, you have that bag.
Yep.
If you could only figure out a way to put your entire workshop in a bag like that.
Yeah, but I can't breathe in a bag.
No, like make it big enough that it's like a whole room you could walk into.
I guess down in the bow with all that cargo, you might be able to.
That'd be an interesting idea. Make a doorway into an extra dimensional portal.
Is that what your bag is?
Sort of.
Technically, extra-dimensional spaces don't work in the phlogiston. So in the phlogiston, it wouldn't be functional.
Huh. This is a weird place. This place of nothingness that is something and the rules change.
So I'm stating that because Donovan probably would have realized that.
Right, it would have been obvious by now.
Yeah.
So the bag of holding doesn't work when you're in the phlogiston?
No. It's just an empty piece of cloth when in the phlogiston because extra-dimensional spaces don't work. And that's how a bag of holding works, is it stores things in an extra-dimensional space.
So this counts as well inside. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And actually spells that reach other planes or extra-dimensional spaces also instantly fail in the phlogiston.
That does make it harder to escape, huh?
Yep.
Interesting.
Out of character, Cleok is waiting to hit level 5 so he can multi-class into a spellcasting class so he can fit in.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
You don't have to fit in with all the spellcasters.
There's
Advantage to have someone else that's not.
there is zero chance that I will be multi-classing at level 5.
I mean, let's be fair. You're a bird. You're not going to fit in anyways.
Wow.
I fit in up above the sky better than you do. Not gonna find many mountains out here.
Yeah, says the underling to the flyer.
I'm not gonna lie though, the ship feels so cramped.
Actually, it doesn't necessarily feel all that cramped because there's not that many people on it. There's 8 people on the ship
The other ship was much, much larger.
and was much, much more populated.
Mm-hmm.
That may be true, but remember I've got a 10-foot wingspan, so anytime I'm below decks, it's like...
No, I know it's definitely smaller, but it's. So I mean,
I'm just saying that the Cleok will be spending the vast majority amount of time above deck, if at all possible.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right, gentlemen. Well, since it sounds like you guys are done at that point, we will fast forward to entering an empty sphere. You guys come into this sphere and you're called up. It is, like he said, nothing.
Weird.
At the center, you see this very dark spot. Like beyond the blackness of the void, it is darker, and you get a cold sense in the back of your neck looking at it. He's like, "You don't go anywhere near that. We stay on the very edge, but it's a good training area."
It's like
So,
the end of the universe over there.
I'm not sure what it is, but we avoided it. I think you can tell why. So we're going to break up the skiffs, and those of you who want to give it a ride, you guys will get a chance to take it out. They are two-person. As you see, there is some sails and stuff to help with maneuverability, so you do need a person to assist with that. And then there's the person who's providing the actual thrust to the ship to move forward.
Sounds interesting.
Indeed. So, split up into groups. And we'll get you guys
I'll
on the
take
way.
Ryu. There's two ships you said? One of them was keyed and one was normal.
One is a key skiff, one is a standard skiff.
Well then, dwarf, shall we go?
And Cookie, your highest spell's a level 2 right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Then you both would need to burn 2 of those, or 1 of those, and 2 level 1s.
Okay. That's just fine.
Which I think that means that's all of Ryu's. Right.
Okay.
So that's when you actually pop the ship. And so, Cookie, you take it in.
Mm-hmm.
You get in the ship. You sit in the designated seat. And he talks you through how to do it. He's actually started with Cleok. But Cleok, he mainly told you, okay, sit there, focus, meditate, see if you can figure it out. This is how we do it. I'm not sure how key helms work. So Cleok's in there meditating and figuring out his on his own, partially because this guy's not a key expert.
Right.
However, he walks you through it, how to open your mind to the ship and connect with it and allow it to absorb your energy. Do you follow his instructions? Cookie, do you follow his instructions?
Yes.
Okay. Need you to roll an Arcana check at disadvantage.
Okay. Let's see. Come on. That's
Not
pretty
bad.
good rolls. 14 total.
All right. It's kind of bumpy, but you feel you feel your senses kind of brace with the ship. And Cleo,
Yes.
there is 3 dice on the table for you to roll. You have double disadvantage, which I know is horrible, but it's because you're experimenting on your own.
Oh,
I have double disadvantage.
Yes.
since when is that a thing?
Just now.
It is a thing because there's a thing called Elven Accuracy in the game.
Oh,
And
Cleo,
wow, did you do good.
you embarrass Cookie in the same amount of time it takes him to get off. You figured out through your meditation how to get yours off as well.
But, so that Arcana check's an 11.
Good enough.
Yours would actually be more just a general wisdom, or based off of wisdom, more of a perception or intuition skill. Because yours is more trying to discover it that way. His was walking through the arcane practices.
Let's clear my mind, and I feel the energy flowing through this. I can feel the ship in my mind.
And so, Cleoc, you, Cookie, both feel the ship. It's like you've become the ship. What do you do? You feel it no longer have the pressure of the larger ship below it.
I glide. I swim
And as you swim
forward.
the ship moves forward. Ryu, since you're not expecting this, I need you to roll a dex save. Yonavan, are you helping one of them or not? Are you helping Cleoc or not?
Cleoc asked for Yonavan.
So yeah, I'll be helping him since he asked for it.
Okay, then I need you to roll a dex save as well.
Oh boy. To leave my bonus at +1 now. Yes. Haha, 8. Is it a disadvantage?
No, just a straight dex save.
Alright, 18. Or, excuse me, 17.
Excellent. Ryu, did we lose you?
I got a.
You got a what?
Oh wait, no, it was a 14. Sorry.
You got a 14? Okay. Ryu, you feel the ship all of a sudden lunge forward and you lose your footing. You're able to catch yourself on your knee, but you bruise it up a little bit.
Hey,
Now
steady,
you're
will
able
ya?
To catch it, and you're like, whoa, you brace yourself as both ships launch off this ship that you were on, and you're sailing at remarkable speeds forward. You're not used to feeling it on a smaller ship, leaving the gravity of a larger ship, and that's why it kind of startled you. You've mainly stayed, in the larger ships that have been able to dampen the aspect. And people who are more skilled at taking it slower.
Well, I tend to slow my skiff down.
Okay. Basically, I figured you're following suit in the whole sense of fly forward.
Yes.
Okay. For your control, I need to enroll from you, Cleon. Use the 2 dice there.
Okay.
Excellent. You are able to maneuver your ship with quite a bit of grace. You only need minor help from Donovan, as this is very similar to flying. You've done that. You understand how to go.
Am I able to communicate with Donovan?
Yeah, you can talk.
Okay.
You're not unconscious. You're fully conscious right now. You just can sense the ship. You feel his feet on you. You feel every step he moves. You feel the rope as he tugs them to help shift the sails as you direct.
Okay.
You are the ship. You feel it.
I would apologize for the quick acceleration.
Go ahead and apologize to him.
Yep. My apologies, Donovan, for the rocky start. I'm not used to this.
Oh crap.
Cookie, for your maneuvering, I need you to roll.
Sorry, I just remembered something.
No problem. You don't get advantage since you aren't used to flying.
Right. Okay, so what kind of roll is this?
Just a generic D20 roll for now. I'm trying to figure out which
Okay.
attribute we would go with, but to make it quicker, I'm just lowering the DC a little bit. Okay, you're able to do it. Definitely not as impressive as Cleok, you see him doing it, and you try to follow suit some, and so you take some inspiration from him. You're not able to pull it quite as well, so you're requiring Ryu to do a little bit more guidance with you, but you're able to get the hang of how to fly it. So Cleok and Cookie can now put vehicle Spelljammer proficiency on their sheets.
Huh.
Yay.
So I would like to try something.
Okay.
And I wonder if these start to be some kind of pilot checks or not. But here's what I've envisioned. I want to do a 720 barrel roll.
Rolling dex
Combat,
checks.
Cleok would have to roll. Out of combat, you'll still need to roll to get the hang of it, since it's new.
Hey,
Let's make it be a dex check.
Ryu, hold on. This looks fun. 20.
You masterfully do it.
Woohoo! I'm a fish in the water.
Cleok just goes ahead and rolls upside down. And you see Yonavan looking up at you, or down at you, depending on how your perspective is.
Wow.
Cleok, with your wisdom, I figured you'd remember your perception, viewing things, and your knowledge on it. Oh, right. The ship has the gravity.
Right.
That's part of why you learn to fly up here, not on a planet.
Yeah?
Planetary bodies can pull harder than a ship.
How do we park this thing?
You head back to the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd head
Well,
back.
no, I don't head back. I mean, Ryu has to have a chance to pilot.
So you're just going to jump off and swap in the middle of it?
Yeah, I think flying in the
Roll
middle
a
of
perception.
roll of perception.
Mhm.
Okay. Man, my dice are good tonight. 19? 19.
You're noticing the air feels like it's getting a little bit stale.
Oh. Yeah, I can't do anything about that. Interesting. Okay, I think we better get back, Ryu, and get some air. Head towards the port that we launched from.
Cleok would also return to the ship.
Okay. Cleok, I'm thinking you feel like you could probably land similarly to landing.
Of course.
I would think you would need to do a check to see how well you're able to glide in. It's just a standard roll now, since you've gotten your understanding of the ship.
So it's a tool proficiency roll. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
7.
Use your casting modifier.
10.
Okay. You're not a very impressive landing, but you're able to do it.
The landing is hard.
looking at some, just a little side note, looking at some sci-fi people's customizations for 5e. I like the fact that they gave to three-dimensional maneuverability advantages of flying. So in learning to fly, I figured it would make sense that someone who already knew how to fly would have a slight advantage.
Yay!
Yeah.
I thought I'd just explain the mechanics so you guys understood. So,
That's
Ryu,
cool.
did you or Jonathan want to try to take it out?
I'll take it out for a spin.
Ryu definitely wants to take it out.
Okay, who's going first? There's only one arcane. Skiff.
Me. Me.
Okay. So, let us have you roll.
Roll an Arcana check.
Yes. Unless you have another way of doing it that you want to suggest. I'm always open to you guys suggesting alternative options. What I think of
Nope.
what I see.
Arcana's perfect because I'm proficient in it.
Well, I'm just leaving this open-ended. I'm trying to be clear ahead of time with you guys. If you feel like a certain skill should be used in a circumstance or a different aspect, I'm open to that possibility. Just let me know.
And I rolled poorly.
You rolled with disadvantage and got a 10. Wow.
No, I did. That was just a straight roll. My first roll was a 6. Second roll was a 14. So 10 is with disadvantage.
All right. Wow.
Well, second roll would have been an 18 then. I rolled a natural 6 first, but I got a +4 because
You're able to do it, but it's kind of embarrassing. You kind of like bounce the ship a little bit off.
Doc manning the sails for you.
Who's manning the sails?
Rio.
Rio? Okay. Roll a
Shake
dex.
the sails.
Rio.
Hey, I didn't agree to manning the sails. I just did that for Cookie.
Cleonk would man the sails as
Okay. So yeah, can I get a dex save?
Sorry.
I can give you a deck save.
Yeah. So Cleok isn't even phased by the fact that you're bouncing around. He's just skillfully bouncing around, tying off the sail, and it's all set to go. You finally get the ship up and feel it. Feel your senses expand, and like you become the ship. You can see the ship. What do you do?
I make a roll around the other ship.
How so? Explain to me like what you're doing.
So it's a skiff attached to the other ship that you depart from, correct?
Yes, you just took up off. You rose up off the other ship, so now
Rose up off the other
skiff
ship.
is like a foot off the other ship.
I'm gonna turn off to the right side, roll it over, and try and go underneath the bottom of the ship and come back up at the top.
I need to roll at disadvantage. Spellcasting modifier.
Oh, a spellcasting modifier. Great.
Whatever in charisma or wisdom, whichever one it is you use for your spellcasting, use that modifier.
It's wisdom, but doesn't much matter. This is gonna look bad. Three.
Cleok.
No, it should be a 4 actually. I rolled a 2 and it's +2.
Feel the ship slip out from underneath you. Of course, start using your wings, and you see Yanaman just tip the ship off the side of the ship, and you hear it banging around the whole bottom of the ship, around the side. Yanaman, when you're on the bottom, you get caught on on the bottom of the ship, there's some fins. You get caught there, and you're just kind of stuck.
Of course I do.
I fly down to Jonathan and ask if are you all right?
That didn't go as planned.
Really?
Yeah, I tried to be fancy.
And what have we learned?
Cleoc, this is where you get a flashback of when you were a young chick and your mom was teaching you how to fly. You remember your brother did something kind of like this too. Was eager to learn and kind of fell on his face and got a talking to from his mom.
Yes, Mama Squirrel.
Well, I'm glad I could fly my own.
Would you help me get unstuck here?
Cleoc, you talk me through how to fly, how to perceive in 3 dimensions easier.
Yes, I will assist. Because this might actually matter if Jonathan is the last person around to fly the ship.
Okay.
So do I do
roll one more time? Straight roll. To see if you're able to
Nope.
master this and get it unstuck.
Nope.
You get
It bounced off my cup holder and got a 2 again.
bounced off your cup holder.
I rolled and it was a short roll. And anyhow.
Well, you need to clear your surface and actually get it properly. I hate it when people have stuff bounce off or gets caught. And then it's a terrible roll and then they get frustrated about it.
That's fine. It is what it is. But what modifier am I using? It's a 2 base. It's not going to be anything worthwhile.
It would be your casting modifier.
Okay, so 4 again.
Are you taking this seriously?
I'm trying.
Let's start by trying to go straight.
He like tips the boat into the other boat and like scrapes along the hole, leaving a nice scuff mark.
Like casting mend as I go.
It would help if you weren't casting mending at the same time you were flying the ship. Now take
That's
Now-
actually very hard to do, by the way.
now take a deep breath and just clear your mind and feel the nothingness around you except the ship. Except your ship.
I don't like nothingness. This is weird. Is this how it's like when you fly in the air?
A little bit, yeah. At least in one of these things. Because you have to be able to focus on just yourself first before you can worry about anything else around you. So just focus on yourself and the ship.
Make another roll at disadvantage. Let's hope you make it.
I got an 11 on the first one, which would be a 13.
And now the second one.
4 for the 3rd time in a row.
Someone likes fours.
This dice likes to roll 2s, evidently.
Jonathan, you're not quite able to get your mind clear. You're thinking about, your shop you're trying to set up. You're thinking about the others on top. This is what they're thinking. You're thinking about, what about that crazy cat that's not acting like a cat, whatever. Just all these things, and yeah, just scuff again. Cleoc, you get a message from the captain saying, "Hey, you want to come up here and bring Ryu down there and give her a shot, since it seems like you're not going to be able to get this right now?"
Yeah, probably not a bad idea. All right, dwarf cap calling us.
Okay.
Donovan needs her shot.
Or
What?
Did I say Donovan needs her shot?
Yep.
Rio needs her shot.
Yep.
Even Arcana roll at disadvantage.
Oh, did he already swap us?
I'm pretty sure we're fast forward.
He's yeah.
Oh, I was going to make a witty comment about how this brings me back to that time that giant monster was chasing us off the pyramid.
Go for it. So Clea comes up and is like, "Hey, I'm gonna take you down to the skiff so you can have a shot at it."
Hey, that
Or chooses to say something different.
That's fine.
Man, this brings me back to that time we were running from that giant creature off the pyramid. You remember that thing?
And we couldn't hit anything?
Oh, I remember.
Man,
Are you referring to the shooting the ceiling or not being able to hit anything else afterwards?
Yeah, that one. Yeah. Your aim is just always terrible. Is that a hereditary thing, or just is that always with your species?
Roll to swipe him on the back of the head.
I'm not worried. He's gonna miss.
A 4.
No, natural 1.
Donovan, I feel it is.
I wasn't even using my dex bonus.
I'm just gonna go sit in the corner now.
Yeah, Donovan, this is a little bit draining. Why don't you go take a rest and we try again later?
Oh.
Totally misses.
Whiff.
Slips on the deck. Hits the deck instead. Clea, you take you down to the skiff.
So, yeah, I rolled a 7 with disadvantage on my my roll, my Arcana check.
Yeah, you're not able to get the ship to move. You're not able to.
Dang it, Donovan! You wedged it in here too bad.
Roll one more time.
Quit thinking about Donovan, and I know this is hard for you, but you need to clear your mind and just focus on the ship.
Rio will sit and take a few deep breaths, think back to the time that she doesn't really remember, and focus on just being at one with the magic and one with the ship, and then she will roll. And it's a 10. Or do I need to roll with disadvantage?
Disadvantage would still be good.
Yeah, 10.
Yours is about the same as Donovan started out, like bouncing off the hull of the ship.
Do I need to make that deck save?
No, you were flying still, but you chose to.
You learned your lesson.
Alright. What do you do?
Did I manage to get it into the air?
You got it.
I'm just going to not do anything fancy. I'm just going to slowly move away from the main ship.
Describe in your mind your movement away from the ship. How do you see this happening? How do you exert this to happen?
As if I'm taking a gentle stroll down the docks and enjoying the slowness of the pace.
Okay. Clea, you see the ship slowly drift forwards in a lazily kind of way.
I land in it just in case, against my better judgment, and take my seat.
Okay, Rio, what do you want to do?
Well, first I'm going to savor the experience of flight and mention to Cleoc, is this how it always feels for you?
You kind of reach out the ship above you or below your ship. You can kind of feel the whole ship as a whole. You can feel Cleox sitting. It feels almost like he's sitting because you are the ship.
It's slightly different than what you're experiencing, but yes, I agree. Flying is incredible. It's an incredible experience.
I'm definitely going to have to learn some magic that lets me fly without a ship. Let's move off in that direction towards that asteroid over there. Not too close, but just kind of in that direction.
Okay. You start moving off that direction a bit. Anything else you want to do?
Just kind of, weave back and forth, get the feel for everything. And then I'm going to mention to Claire. So, was there a reason why you guys did that spinny thing before?
Oh, the flying upside down from your perspective?
Yeah, well, we kind of did a big loop-de-loop first.
No, I don't know exactly what Cookie was thinking, but probably just trying to understand, how the ship maneuvers.
Oh, well, maybe I should try that too then.
It's probably not super apparent on the larger ship, but even these smaller ships, the gravity is centered on that, so you can fly upside down.
I kind of feel that.
It would appear upside down, but it's not. But in perspective to the ship we're on, it wouldn't be upside down.
Okay.
I wouldn't necessarily want to fly too close to the big ship while like that, though. Big ship.
Are you trying to just roll upside down, or are you trying to do a maneuver like Cookie did?
Just roll upside down.
Okay.
So I rolled a 5.
Yeah, you start to do it, and you just kind of get vertigo.
Ooh, maybe I should take this a little slower. Oh dear.
You should be proficient.
Let's see. That was not a disadvantage, right? Because that's just a normal save. Okay, let's see. I believe it's a 14.
Okay, you're able to shrug it off. You get vertigo, but you definitely kind of got oof. I don't know about this whole three-dimensional movement thing. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't feel right.
I think I'll keep it to 2 dimensions for a little while longer. So I'm just, having such a bumpy start and then getting some vertigo. I'm gonna just turn around and head back and take it in nice and slow.
Okay. Roll one more time. Adding your spellcasting modifier, whatever ability that is.
Is this one a disadvantage or not?
Nope, straight.
12.
Good. Not as impressive as some of the other landings you've seen, but you're able to land nicely. And you can now mark on your ship that you have proficiency in Spelljammer vehicles.
Woohoo!
That was certainly a little bit better than Donovan. I hope he's alright.
So,
I guess that's a consolation prize.
you could ask the captain to rest and try again tomorrow, or you can say pass on it for now and just get the trip back underway.
Pass for now.
Okay, and you guys get the trip back underway and head out. So next week we'll pick up where you get to the crystal sphere where the mission is at.
Was he showing us astral navigation or whatever it's called, the navigation, while we were doing this?
Yeah, we can roll for it now. We got a few minutes. Those of you who want to learn the astral navigation, for lack of a better term, can roll a d20 and add your int to see how well you gathered the understanding.
Oh, Cleonk has nothing better to do.
Interesting. They apparently just released a version of Tabletop Sim.
How fun.
Yeah, I couldn't get in the game because of it.
Yeah, I was having the same problem. I was 10.7.
Because after I launched it. Sorry.
Yep.
That's
No
just
problem.
Barely. It's like 15 minutes after you launched it. It's happened before.
Yeah, I know. It's...
Okay, I'm gonna roll a die.
So, you said it was int modifier?
Yes.
Unnatural 20.
Good. You make it.
12 for myself.
12? Okay. Yonovan, were you going to or
Cleonk
not?
got an 8.
What modifier would I be using for this?
Int. D20 plus int.
No, I'm not going to be doing this.
Okay. Cookie, you can mark 0.5 proficiency in astral navigation. I need to think of a better term. I don't like that term, but I don't know what else to call it.
Space
So-
driving?
Well, no, because it's
Not driving.
navigating, but it's in space, so astral.
Plotting.
Yeah, think about it. You can ping me ideas that you have. Ryu and Cleop, you could both mark full proficiency.
Yay. Oh, by the way, before I forget, I didn't catch what the cost was for me to pilot the key helm. I assume it's X amount of key point.
Yeah.
It's gonna be equivalent to you. How many key points do you have at your level? You have your level, right?
Yes.
So all of them.
Yeah, it probably would be about 4 key points.
Okay.
But I mean, you got them back by the time you get to the next place, since it's a few long rests.
Of course.
All right,
So,
anything else?
on Earth we call celestial navigation or astronavigation.
So astral navigation is kind of accurate.
Not
Would you rather-
astral, but astro.
Yeah, astro.
Yeah, between the stars.
Which is more accurate. I mean, it's
Yeah.
astro navigation. Do you guys want to call it astro navigation, or do you want to call it something
Sure.
else? Okay. Then it shall be astro navigation.
Okay.
I was thinking astral probably because I was reading a document about the astral plane and navigating it, and got my head
Yeah.
confused. Yeah.
You, Doctor Strange, all messed you up.
So, all right, gents. Well, that was fun. We'll see you
All
guys
right.
next week when we get there. I hope you guys had fun.
We did. I'll see you in the morning.